Whitney.
That was spooky.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi. Who said
Hi.
my name?
Wouldn't you like to know? No, Ian was coming down and I was like, I've started the meeting, but Whitney doesn't know. Do you want to say hi to her in a surprising way?
Whitney. It was surprising
Whitney.
because there's only one person in the world who's ever called me Whitney. And so I was like, this is impossible. You've been dead for 15 years.
Yeah, we brought him
No,
back
they're
just
not
for
actually
this.
dead. How? And then my next thought was, oh, it's the guy in the corner with my knife.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
He's here.
And he's got your knife. So this is actually really it's perfect thematically for the movie because I'm actually in North Carolina. Yeah,
Whoa.
that's the dedication that I have to
Yeah.
this channel.
Yeah. I'm always saying that. I'm like, people ask, like, do you film on a soundstage or on location? And I'm like, both. I'm on a soundstage and Whitney is always on location.
On location. How did that work when we did like Ever After? I actually went back in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brought Olivia there with me too, because we tag teamed that
That
one.
one
But
we were in person, but like usually if we're on a different screen, that's why.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we've just never made a big deal about it until now.
But
So
you know what? Cat's out of the bag. I felt like it was time to break our silence. So here we are.
Do you want to see the water in the
Yeah.
place where I'm at?
I can see it only a little bit behind you, so I would love to see it more.
I'll show what I am looking at.
Yay!
Yeah. And there's clouds there, but I'm hoping that they'll go away because yesterday when we were here, this little section of the sky was hot pink
Uh-huh.
and they
That
had a
was
live band playing. And I was like, am I in a movie?
yes.
But
And the
nothing
movie
really movie.
is the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah.
But nothing
But
movie
I
happened.
no. And
Uh,
I think it's because I'm a background character in the movie, because most of the
oh,
movie is happening on the water where no
yeah,
other people are.
true. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Oh well.
And I'll also tell you that I only watched like three-quarters of the movie today. I didn't have time to finish it.
That's okay.
So,
I watched it last week and I was like I should take some notes about what I want to talk about. And I wrote like probably 5 things the whole time and most of them were in the first 20 minutes. Cuz then I just got so I was like watching the movie. I got to the
yeah.
end and was like, "Yep. Nothing more to say."
It's good movie.
In your 75% of movie watching time, did you by any chance come up with any letters for STEM?
Um, I did. I thought of Saltwater Redneck
Awesome.
and Tyler.
Tyler. Easy.
Uh-huh. Easy
And then
money.
E, well, there is an Eleanor.
I mean, we could also do easy money, like I just said. I'm a prophet,
You could
but
do
I like
easy
Eleanor.
money. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know how easy money doesn't come up quite as
It's
often
not
in the
related.
movie as
No, not at
Eleanor,
all.
as Eleanor, one of the main characters. Well, then M can be an upside down W for wrestling, or it can be the guy with the silly name that's chasing Tyler is named Rat Boy, so that doesn't really work with an M.
How awesome.
Yeah, that's his name.
Um, Making friends.
Making friends. Yeah, pals, dudes, bro dogs.
Chilling out. That's all I got.
Yeah. There's this character in Little Britain, which is a show that most people haven't seen, but I, of course, have. This character who will like tell somebody a riddle, but it's like a very it has a very obvious answer. And then they say the answer, and he says, "Muse upon it a bit further, I shall return." And they say, "But but it is this, though, right?" And he says, "Yes." So I bring this up only because we've thought of like a
Muse
few
upon it a
things,
bit further.
and I'm like, well, we could just move on, muse upon it a bit further.
I do not remember where I was or who I was talking with, but someone mentioned Faulty Towers the other day. And I was like, I know that show.
Yes.
It's my show in law.
You know
Yeah.
it vicariously. Um,
I was talking with so we're staying with family friends right now, my mom's best childhood friend. And we were talking about one time they came to visit us in Stafford. I was like 12. And I don't remember this at all. But she's like, yeah, I remember this trip, and I'll tell you why. It's because you showed Jeff, her son, one episode of Doctor Who, and then we never heard about anything else ever.
She was like, I remember this trip because I blame you.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's kind of
So
awesome.
I know.
Especially
Yep.
because to you, you're like, just another day. Nothing special to remember here.
Yeah. And Jeff is like that gif of the cat, like with the like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
why. Yeah.
Of course. We've all seen it. That's so funny. I was gonna tell you also last week, you texted me that Drew Gooden had just posted a new video. And
Hmm.
my first inclination was like, yeah, of course, I've already seen it. And the reason that I thought that was that the night before he had been in my dream. So then I was like, of course, we're familiar. And then I was like, no, wait, what did I watch with Drew Gooden? It took me several minutes to realize that what I had watched with Drew Gooden in it
With
was
your
like
own brain
my own brain. I was having this
spinning a
dream,
yarn.
and now it's been just long enough that I'm like, I'm not sure if I can remember exactly what the dream entailed, but I do know it involved like I was staying at some sort of like Airbnb, and then it turned out to be kind of a prison. You know, you're like trying to find like one certain thing in the kitchen, and then the more you look, the more you realize every drawer and cupboard has exactly the same things in it. And then you're like, oh, so there's no escaping. And then I think that Drew Gooden was there either because he had previously rented the Airbnb and couldn't escape, or because he
Oh
was the
no.
owner of the Airbnb. But either way, he like knew the secrets, but showed up
Uh-huh.
like too late in the dream to tell me. I think we just watched a movie.
That is completely in character for both of you.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Mhm.
Because remember, we're close.
What are you gonna do?
I
Oh,
have
that's
no
awesome.
idea. There's usually zero public figures in my dreams. It was the weirdest thing that he was there.
He just randomly popped up. Okay, this
And I was like, I feel
so
like I know
I'm
him from TV.
how did you like introduce yourselves? Was it
I
he
think
just
that
like
we didn't. We just were like already familiar.
okay, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's like
Um
if you saw Drew Gooden in public, you'd recognize him, but he wouldn't recognize
yes.
you. But in your dream, he
Uh-huh.
would recognize you. He'd just be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Right, right. Especially
Yeah,
if you're both in the same like cursed hotel room.
exactly. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. So I was, what day was this?
It was last week sometime.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I was reading a story last weekend with like this like, almost
where
exact plot.
it's like imagine your friend and your favorite YouTuber that you've never met are trapped in a haunted Airbnb together.
Exactly. What are
uh,
the odds? No, but it
that's
was like a
crazy.
character was in this like bubble world, and then within this bubble world, like the person controlling the world didn't want them to leave this hotel. And so
Huh.
every time they turned a corner in the hotel, it was just the same hallway. And so they kept catching glimpses of themselves turning the corner down the hallway, but it was just like the same corner.
Ah,
Like, do you see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Interesting.
And they couldn't leave the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not
Interesting.
exactly the same, but like
Not
enough
exactly the same.
similar enough that I
You're like, this all really happened in real life. It's
was.
not very similar. Like this one, I remember being frustrated in the Airbnb kitchen for like a large portion of it. But it does
Mhm.
remind me, it's reminiscent of like that other dream that I had of a hotel where it was like it was a corner room. I feel like I told you this, a corner room like overlooking a like European city. But then when you
Yes,
walk out, it was just like my college
Rexburg.
campus. Yeah.
Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to say the name of the
Yeah.
town.
It's okay. And then there was also that like rich person who was rude to me, who also I
Mhm.
think was one of my middle school teachers, and so I took her room. I just walked in and they let me do that.
I do remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think getting locked in the Airbnb was punishment for that?
Oh no, it was her Airbnb. I was renting her
Hmm.
property. And somebody, she has beef with popular YouTubers as well, I suppose. So that's how that happened.
He also did a video with Jack's Films.
That's true, I saw that. Mhm.
Hmm. In your dream or in real life?
In real life. Although it would make sense to be in my dream, I suppose, as much as anything.
He's like, oh, hey, I was working on this video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Drew Gooden collab with Jack's Films. I'm watching the video. It's real life. I'm watching the video. And then the final question is like a reveal that he actually set up the haunted Airbnb and I was really in it in real life. What was your experience working on this dream?
That's awesome.
That's good stuff. I love playing pretend.
I did it is it's kind of amazing. Well, one little funny story about Taskmaster. I've been watching it with my parents. Finally, finally. Now that
Yeah.
we live together, I'm like, okay, you're my hostages.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take no for an answer. So
Mhm.
we got through season one. Um, and now we're on the first episode of season three. It's so funny.
Mhm.
We were at the track on the track task, like the first real one.
Yeah.
Um, and Heidi turns to me, she's like, so do they always start with the boring tasks? I was like, I don't know how to answer that one. This one's not boring to me. But I realized on paper, it is just like
Yeah.
they roll down a track. I'm like, yeah, I get.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
no,
mean, a
it's
lot of
high
them,
stakes, Heidi. You don't understand.
yeah, a
They're
lot of them
cooking
are
pea
on
soup.
paper, like, whatever, you know? But it's
Yeah.
like that the point of the show, I feel like, is that you can have these tasks, no matter how elaborate or how simple, the seeing the way the five people work makes it funny and interesting.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
the melon buffet.
Hey, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
In my life.
And that's again right out the gate, series 1, episode 1, task
That's the
1.
thing. I don't know how they did it because that's the funniest part of the show, but the show does get better.
Yeah.
It's a it's like MC Escher stairs.
Yeah. It's like an Airbnb that you can never get out of.
It's exactly like that.
It's exactly like that.
Well, thank you for your patience during this interlude.
No problem. I don't know what the audience has been doing. Obviously, I kept recording and they're gonna watch all that. No, but I've been playing fishy with Tim.
Fishy, how
Yay!
fun! Hi,
Okay,
buddy.
so welcome to Women in STEM.
Welcome.
It's been 1 or 20 minutes, depending.
Depending on circumstances.
On the circumstances mostly, the
Mhm.
situations.
Yep.
Mhm.
So the movie that we're talking about, and did we come up with all four letters? Or did
Maybe
we mused on it?
we mused on it. We came up with three, and then we mused on it a bit longer.
Hmm. And we haven't said anything at all about the movie.
Correct. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
We briefly said it's based mostly in North Carolina,
Yeah.
and that's all.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I'm willing to go
Well,
through my list, but it is quite short.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good. We could
Okay.
do brief synopsis and then the notes that we both brought to the table, which
Mm-hmm.
I think is 5 notes total.
Yeah, yeah. We have
'Cause you have
we
5
have 5
notes.
bullet points between us.
Yep, between the two of us. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Mackie didn't contribute anything to this conversation.
Hmm.
At his job.
He's just a pretty face.
Yeah. Eye candy,
Yeah.
draws people in.
He's
Um,
kind of our mascot. Yeah.
yeah. Dog that neither of us owns.
Yes, is a perfect mascot. A stranger, essentially.
Okay, so this movie is good. It's called Peanut Butter Falcon.
That's true.
It's about Zach, who is, I think he's 22. He has Down syndrome and he escapes from his care home
Hmm.
because he wants to be a professional wrestler.
Yes.
And he meets Shia LaBeouf, whose name is not Shia
He
LaBeouf.
doesn't meet Shia LaBeouf, he meets Tyler.
He meets
Tyler
Tyler.
is played by Shia LaBeouf
Hmm.
in real life, but in the movie, there's no Shia LaBeouf, there's just Tyler.
Tyler.
So that's
Yeah.
important to remember.
Yeah. Yep, yep, yep,
Tyler
yep.
is in a bit of trouble himself because his brother died and his nemesis bought his crab fishing license, and so now he can't get crabs from the ocean like he wants to because he's getting kind of a
Mhm.
tough spot financially. So he confronts the nemesis and they pretty much kick the shit out of him, and then in
The nemesis who's
retaliation,
one of them is named Duncan.
one of them's named Duncan and the other one's named Rat Boy. And then there's also a
Yeah.
third guy who just kind of stands there and is like, hit him harder. But he's kind of like a Chekhov's character.
Hmm.
Um, so he's not just there for no reason. Anyway, then later Tyler, because he's grieving and frustrated and like kind of stupid also,
Yes.
sets Nemesis's equipment on fire and runs away into his boat. And then Duncan and Ratboy come out and they're like, let's get him! And so there's an epic boat chase. Tyler gets away from Duncan and Ratboy, but he discovers Zach hiding in the boat. And
Yeah.
so now they're a team. And
Yeah.
then basically the third element of the movie is Eleanor, who's the social worker who like takes care of Zach. And she agrees with him that he shouldn't be in like a elderly care home. She's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you're a 20-year-old man. Like I understand it, but it's kind of the best situation we have, so you just got to wait it out until we can find something better." And he's like, "No, I'm gonna become a wrestler." And so he leaves. And so her kind of plot is trying to find him because the owner of the care facility doesn't want to get in legal trouble. So he's like not going to report Zach as a missing person right away. He's like, you just find him. And she's like, that's
Yeah.
super illegal, but
And Dakota
why?
Johnson, who plays Eleanor, well,
She's
I guess
Dakota Johnson,
Eleanor,
but not in the
played by
movie.
Dakota Johnson. No,
Yeah.
because in real life it's Dakota Johnson, but in the
Yeah.
movie, like
It's just Eleanor.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like the Shia LaBeouf situation.
It's really
Where
similar, actually, where like Shia LaBeouf and Dakota Johnson in real life in our world are both actors, but in the movie they're playing a role,
such people.
and the words are written down for them in a script.
And people told them where to stand.
Yes.
And Dakota Johnson, she immediately takes responsibility for this because she had a connection with Zach.
Hmm.
Um, but also like you could tell a really strong moral code because the second that she finds out that he's missing and she goes to talk to the guy,
Hmm.
she's like, You're not gonna report it? I beg your pardon." Even though logically she's probably like she's the one who's in charge of his case. She's the one who would get in trouble for this
Yeah.
because she labeled him a flight risk and he flew.
And he flew. Hmm.
But
Hence
see,
the
you
label. Hmm.
um and so like you could tell she's not like she's upset that he's not gonna report Zach's disappearance because
Hmm.
he's missing. Like
Yeah.
like you
He's a
said, that's
missing
super
person,
illegal.
and he didn't
Even
bring
though
any
she knew she
supplies
would
with
probably get in
him.
trouble. Yes.
So she's like worried about his well-being because he's like
Hmm.
out who knows where.
Hmm.
He went away in, by the way, not even just no supplies, but no clothes.
No, just underwear
Hmm.
covered in
Tidy
soap.
whities, by the way, obviously, because that's the funniest underwear.
It
So
is.
of
It
course.
really is.
It like
Yeah.
super is.
Tidy Whitey's number one. Number two is the boxers with
Boxers with
little
the
red
hearts.
hearts.
Yeah.
Yep. Glad we're on the same page.
Obviously.
Yeah, I really like Eleanor because she cares about Zach a lot.
Mhm.
Um, and she wants him to be safe. And she
Yeah.
doesn't care that she would get in trouble if the police were informed. She's like, You should be doing this." And he's like, "Nope, it's all on you for some
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah, for some
One
reason.
single person."
And then another reason that I like her character is that she could just probably call it in herself, but
Hmm.
she'll play along just enough. That's like a key part of her character. Where
Yeah.
she's like, you should definitely report this, like, no matter what happens. But since you asked me to go out driving around North Carolina all by myself, I guess I will. And so then when she later along in the story finds Zach and Tyler, she plays along with them enough that they can all three of them bond together.
Hmm.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and so the whole point is um Tyler is running away to Florida,
Hmm.
and Zach wants to go to a town that I know isn't called Radar, North Carolina, but
It's
the
not. It
do you
should be
know?
though. That's kind of a
That's a
better
cool
name.
name.
Yeah,
So
radar.
we'll call it Radar, North Carolina for now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not gonna say that that's incorrect. I like it better.
Yay!
Yay!
Take that, whatever the name of the real town is.
It's radar now.
um, uh, he is going to Radar, North Carolina because that's where the saltwater redneck, his favorite wrestler, has a school for wrestling.
Hmm.
And so Tyler is like, "Well, it's on my way.
Hmm.
I
And
will
you're
make sure you
clearly
get there."
helpless. A
Again,
naked
still
man.
fully naked, no
Yeah.
shoes, no
Nothing.
sock,
Yeah. Not even one sock.
no.
Yeah.
He was covered in vomit
Yeah.
because he'd been sleeping in the boat, and then when Tyler took off in the aforementioned epic boat chase, he's lying covered in a tarp.
Yeah. That's a harsh
Like,
wake up. It's like
horrible
you're
experience.
going somewhere so fast. It's like kind of dark. You're like,
And you're hot, you're
yeah,
dehydrated.
hot and
It's a bad
dehydrated.
situation all
And
the way around.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, crazy stuff. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so Tyler's like, it's on my way. I'll drop. You can meet saltwater redneck, whatever, and then I'll go to Florida and kind of just turn my life around and do like guided like fishing tours for
Hmm.
visitors. That's a pretty good plan. And then Eleanor's plan is find Zach and bring him back to a care facility so that nobody gets arrested and he doesn't die alone, naked in North Carolina.
Which is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to a person.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's that, and then
Hmm.
of course there's like the element of Duncan and Ratboy trying to find Tyler to avenge
Hmm.
their the fire of their property.
Yes. His name is
Yes,
Rat Boy.
that's his name.
They don't even ever really question it.
No, that's just like how he's called. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Oh, no, we could talk about it later. Well, no,
Okay.
I'm going to talk about it now.
Okay.
At first Shia LaBeouf is like, I like, stop following me, leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves Zach behind. Um, but then he almost gets caught because there's a road blockage from the
Mm-hmm.
police because of the crime that he did.
Yeah.
And so he's like,
Because he set somebody's fishing equipment on fire and it like
yeah,
caught the
on a
whole
wooden
dock.
dock.
Yeah. So it obviously caught the whole dock, and so then that's like thousands and thousands of dollars of damages that he
Mhm.
can't afford because he barely has like $4 to his name.
Yeah,
So
literally.
like
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and so he goes back and finds Zach standing at the top of a dock with some snot-nosed little punk bitch
Hmm.
ass kid
True.
who's calling him
White
names.
supremacist kid, by the way.
Is he really?
A little subtle little like the top of the tower that the kids are jumping off of does have a Confederate flag on it, just briefly. So you're like, oh, okay.
Mm.
That's not gonna mean anything.
I didn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Mm-hmm.
does make sense because his con Zach
Yeah, this
mean
kid
names
is
that it's really
clearly
gross.
not raised right, and he's a bad person. And you're like, well, he's a
Really,
kid,
really
he could
rotten.
change, but then
No.
also Tyler runs up the tower and punches him right in the face, and you're like, hell yeah.
It's like I can't emphasize enough. This
So
kid's a kid. He's a
deserved.
child.
He's
He's
like
like
probably
13 at the
10. Yeah,
most.
exactly. Prepubescent child. And Tyler's like, he can't swim, idiot. Well,
He's like,
awesome.
I don't care, and he pushes him in. And so yeah,
Yeah.
like,
It's
knocks him
like
out cold.
and so you could say Tyler, like Eleanor, has a strong moral code, but just maybe expresses it differently.
It's awesome. I love it so much. I had forgotten about that. So this time around, um I was I had my phone, I put it down for something, and then I heard like the punching sound effect. I was like, no. Did he?
No
Did he
way.
just I rewound it. I rewatched it like 5 times
It's
just
so awesome.
because it's so funny. He li- he doesn't even. It's not like the kid is getting in his way,
No,
and he like has
no.
to move. He has to knock
He
him out to
goes
get
out
past
of his
him.
way to slap this
He like
kid.
almost circles back. He's like jumping in the water to get to Zach, and then he's like, "Oh wait, almost forgot."
I have to murder this child. A
Awesome.
swift hit, like right in the face.
Right,
It's
right in the
so
face. And this
awesome.
kid's one single redeeming feature is
Mhm.
later Duncan and Ratboy are tracking down Tyler, and they find this kid, and they're like, "What happened to your face?" And the kid doesn't say
He
anything.
doesn't say
And
anything, and they're
they're
like, "Did
and
you
Ch-
happen to see a guy like with this description?" And he's like,
he's a real piece of shit.
"Nope."
And the kid who,
Would agree.
yeah, because he knows that snitches, what do they
hmm
get?
hmm
He
Stitches and
knows.
maybe even ditches. Just
Yeah,
saying.
they do.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
This kid is the meme of like, I can accept white supremacy, but I draw the line at tattling.
Snitching. Yeah.
Okay, so Tyler punched this kid out.
hmm
The best part of the movie. I love it so much. Um, and now we can talk about your notes.
Okay, yay. We'll have to go back a little bit because as I said, they're mostly from the very beginning of the movie.
Yay!
Yay! I love in Saltwater Redneck's like videotape that Zach watches religiously several times a day. He like talks about this move that it's like so hard to do. Like nobody can do it except for Saltwater Redneck, and it's like kind of a pivotal point of the movie later on. Um, but he says that it's banned in international countries, and so that's my first note. What a hilarious phrase. International countries. Are there any other kind? If it's countries, plural, of course it's
By
international.
definition.
Yeah. Banned in international countries. I just love that it like a phrase that sounds so impressive, but then when you think about it, you're like, this is meaningless. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I liked
It's
that
like
moment.
rocket grade steel
Yeah. You're like,
or
okay,
something. It's like for a belt buckle.
whatever that means. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's metal. Like it's fine. Yeah. And then I also really liked so Zach's first the reason he's labeled as a flight risk, his first attempt at escape, he gives his pudding cup to Rosemary, one of the old ladies in the nursing home, uh, as a deal, right? I'll give you my extra pudding if you will pretend to be choking to draw people's attention away from me as I just bolt right out the front door. Rosemary's
Right
like,
out the
I
door.
got you.
Closed this time.
And yeah, clothed, yeah, shoes.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
a little bit of a better plan than the second one, but anyway, he convinces her, he like draws her a picture of like, this is you, this is the extra pudding, this is me becoming a wrestler, and she's like, I got it.
Say less.
hmm Anyway, so later, like he's tackled by security guards pretty much immediately
So
and brought
hard
back
too.
inside. Yeah. They like they're like the security guards are like, I am Tyler's fist, and Zach is a punk ass 12-year-old.
Yeah, I'm fully out of frame. It's ridiculous, but
Yes.
it's so
It's
hard.
him. They like pounce on him. He's not that tall.
No, and
He's
Eleanor
like
is
kind
like
of a
barely
small guy.
jogging at the door behind him.
Yeah. She's like,
Like,
Zach,
so he's
wait! And
caught
they're like,
immediately.
bam!
They hit him with the force of like a semi truck.
But then because he's small but he's strong, so he totally
Yeah,
recovers fine. It's like as if nothing ever
yeah,
happened,
he's
which is
indestructible.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I love his character introduction too because the first like shot of the movie is him getting lunch at the nursing home, and he's so polite, he's so kind. He's like, "Hey, Piggy. Oh wait, hold on, you guys owe me a pudding," and they're like, "Oh yeah, you there
You
you go,
got
buddy."
me. Yeah.
And you think like, "Oh, he's the nicest person in the world," and then like he sits down next to Rosemary, and then one of the like care people walks past, and then his face just goes like.
Yeah.
His mouth dropped, and
He's
he's like,
in
you
game mode
realize,
now.
oh, he's a
Hmm.
devious little schemer. And this is
Yes.
a plot. I love him so much.
Oh, he's so good. I love she confronts him later. She finds the like drawing and goes back to his room with his roommate who rocks. And there's
Yes,
this line
Carl.
delivery that I love so much. She like shows him the picture and says, "Is this what you give to Rosemary to like convince her to help you?" And he goes, "Yes, it is." Remorseless. He's like, "I'd do it again in a heartbeat." It's so funny. Yes,
Yes,
it
it
is.
is.
That's so good. Uh, I love that guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and then so
killer.
Carl, the roommate, is awesome. They have to
He's
put
so
bars over
funny.
Zach's window after he's labeled as a flight risk. And Carl's like, "Yeah, whatever. You're strong, and I used to be an engineer. Let's just bend the bars, and then you can soap yourself up and slide right out." And so that's what
Only
they
they had
do.
used airplane grade steel.
If only they'd used airplane grade steel, they couldn't have broken through. But unfortunately, they just used regular Earth steel so they could bend the bars with like science. And so this is why for a lot of the movie Zach has no clothes because he sneaks out in the night. He has to soap himself up so he can like slide through the bars.
For the
And
life of
he
me, I
doesn't
don't know
ask any
why.
like he could have packed a go bag, slipped through, and then asked Carl to pass him the
Two fully
supplies.
grown men. One of them used to be an engineer and
Yeah.
can bend steel bars, but couldn't think like, hey, if a human person can pass through these bars, surely one shirt can.
Right.
Come
Surely some
on.
sort of pockets. Perhaps a bottle of water. Like, but they're so smart but so dumb at the same time. So they're like
Yeah.
perfect.
It's perfect engineer representation, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
And they're
I
perfect
love Carl
friends.
too. They are, because
Yeah.
Carl's like kind of ornery at first. He's complaining about Zach putting on the saltwater redneck videotape
Yeah.
again.
He's
He's
like,
like, we watch this movie 10 billion times a day.
yeah.
I hate you.
We both have it
Nightmare, nightmare,
memorized.
nightmare.
Yeah.
But then later you're like, oh,
He
he
really
really
cares
loves
about this
Zach.
guy. Yeah.
He's like, screw that, dude. You should go be a wrestler. I'll help. I'll do whatever it takes to
Hmm.
help you get out. And then later, Eleanor comes in and he's like, "Man, that kid is strong, right? Like those bars,
So
bends them
weird
all
how
by
he could have done
himself.
this all
That's
by himself. And
wild."
I was fast
Mm.
asleep, of course.
Like
Oh, there's
you
also
could
a
tell
moment
everyone in this
earlier.
place loves Zach so much.
Yes, he's the
Ride or die for him
best.
immediately.
And
Rosemary took one single pudding cup
mhm,
as payment. That's it.
as payment for like his life and freedom, you know. But I love that. I think that a lot of the people in in the care home are like in this position where their minds are still pretty agile. Like they feel like they're independent people, but they're also like trapped in this situation. So I think they really resonate with him of like he's young, like he has his whole life ahead of him.
Mhm.
He's only in his 20s, but then he's like still stuck here even though he like has so much potential. So I think they're like a little bit living vicariously through him.
Yeah.
They're like, we're the same. Like, sharp as a tack, never forget a go bag. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Carl's so funny because he is like just incredibly like sarcastic and sassy to Eleanor. He's like,
Hmm.
well, you could keep if Rosemary's causing you trouble, just keep her in here with me. I'll keep an eye on both of them. And Eleanor's like, ha, nice one. It's so good. Yeah, I love this guy.
Yeah.
And then Zach tells him this is also a little bit of like a surprise tool that will help us later. When he's about to leave, he's like, Carl, just so you know, you are invited to my birthday party. It's like a big deal. No idea when his birthday is. It doesn't come up in the movie. But he's like, just so you know, like that's how buddy buddy they are. It's like you're number
Yeah.
one on the guest list, which is awesome. Uh, and then let's see, there's the whole boat chase, etc., etc. The next thing on my note is Bubba's Heart, which is the tiny gas station that they go to. So like they're walking through the fields, Zach and Tyler.
Uh-huh.
Zach's like, "Do you have any supplies at all? Like you don't have any water on you and you're gonna die tomorrow?" And Zach's like, "Yep." Tyler's like, "Okay,
He
great."
says, and my feet hurt.
Mm-hmm. Zach's like, "Okay, fine." It, like reaches into his like rucksack and pulls out like camo cargo pants and is like, "Here's pockets." Since you don't have anything. Anyway, so there's a whole that. They're walking through this cornfield because it's tall enough that they can be secret. And then they come up on this gas station, middle of
Hey,
nowhere.
buddy, come here.
Tiny, there's like one pump and then like a little convenience store. Perfect. Like nobody's gonna know who you are. So Tyler goes in and he's like trying to buy supplies and he doesn't have enough money and he also has a shotgun strapped to his back.
Mhm.
So the store owner's like, "Mm, I'm scared." And Tyler's like, "Oh my gosh, sorry. My bad, dude. I should have thought of that." And just sets it down and is like it's no big deal.
Yeah. And then the store owner's like, hey man, appreciate that. So he reaches under the counter and pulls out his bottle of homegrown moonshine.
Mm-hmm,
He's
mm-hmm.
like, here, you need this more than I do.
Yeah, Tyler's like, "Oh no way, I could afford even a glass of that." He's like, "Don't even worry about it. Just take the whole thing."
In
Yeah,
the house.
you
And
clearly need. And then
that
he's like, "Just let me take one sip to calm my nerves." And Tyler's like, "Of course, of course."
because of the shotgun.
Yeah.
I
This
love
whole
that scene
scene is
too.
awesome.
It's great. I love the store owner so much.
Hmm.
But I love it too because I don't remember how much it was. It was like $14, I think,
Hmm.
total. Yeah, so he grabs just a couple items, the essentials
Yeah.
for things they
It's
need. So
like a
like
can of
ding
peanut
dongs,
butter, like a yeah,
yeah,
something like a bag of sunflower seeds and like a pack of
fishing
smokes or
hooks.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
he's like,
maybe
that'll be
five items.
yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
$14. And Tyler's like shocked. And I was like, I was thinking that was a pretty good deal
Yeah.
for all that. So I don't know if that's inflation or um
That's just the
I don't know,
depths
like the
of
stock
poverty
market.
and probably the stock market.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think Tyler doesn't have a like if he paid with a card, that would be noticed. I think he just doesn't have a
mhm.
lot of cash on hand because
Right, yeah.
he's by definition strapped for cash. That's like
Yes.
a huge part of his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, okay,
Uh,
so I'll put the muffin back and that'll cut it in
mhm.
half. And then so
Yep.
he eventually just ends up only buying two things, and one of them's the jar
Mhm.
of peanut butter.
This is important because that's
That's
in the
like in the
name of the
name of the
movie.
movie.
Hi. Yeah. It's just so funny because I don't like this movie was made at least 5 years ago.
Hmm.
And like thinking I'm gonna go into a store and buy more than two things and have it
Hmm.
be less than
$15. Yeah.
$50 like that. Yeah, no, you're pipe dreaming for real.
Hmm.
Not gonna happen.
Like, you don't know how good you
So,
have it. Tyler,
mm-hmm.
look at us
Appreciate
now.
it.
He's
And that's
living in
really
this pre-COVID, pre-inflation, pre-tariff fantasy land.
you could just sail off on a raft to paradise.
Kill yourself. Who's Josh
Oh,
Groban? So he has that whole exchange. He's like become buddies with the shop owner. They're like, we're all good. I'm not. And it's funny too. Like he comes in with a gun, but then he like so clearly is just like, please just give me like a bite to eat. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't. He's
yeah.
not threatening with the large gun, but it's still just like kind of a weird vibe. So anyway, they like patch things up, and then Eleanor walks in, and Tyler goes, "Okay,
Ooh. Yeah.
interesting."
Hmm.
So they have this little like flirty banter back and forth, and she's like, "I'm actually looking for a missing person, so I'm not interested." And Tyler's like, "Missing person, you say? Describe him." And then, so after this exchange, Tyler has met Eleanor and has the hots for her. That's fine. And then, so he goes back out to the cornfield and he's like, here's your damn peanut butter. And guess what? We're the same, you and me. You're a runaway too. And that's why they bond. It's actually a really good way to get her, like, kind of off of his tail because she doesn't take him seriously. You know, he's like, you have a phone number? And she's like, no. And he's like, then how am I supposed to tell you if I find the missing guy, you know? And she's like, whatever, and leaves. And so then I think it helps not only um, Tyler bond with Zach because they're both like fugitives, but then it also is like there's no danger of Tyler turning him in earlier or anything, you know, like she kind of stops herself from getting the information that she needs because this guy's so annoying and you can't take him seriously. You know?
Yeah. Fugitives! So
It's like, yes!
On the spot, make a secret handshake.
Mm-hmm. Because Zach is like, I've always wanted to have a secret handshake, like with my bro dog. And Tyler's like, you know what? Sure. But since we're bro dogs, you gotta carry your own weight now, and makes him carry everything.
Whole pack.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
He's like, do as I say, don't slow me down. And then he's like, asks him for the rules, and Zach's like, rule number one, party. And Tyler's like, no. Stay close, be quiet, do as I like. As I'm running through this whole list, and Zach's like, sure. But it's party,
And I love
right?
yeah, and every time they mention it from there on in the movie, Tyler's like, "What's rule number one?" And they're both like, "Party!"
Party.
He immediately gave in. He's like, "You know what?
Yeah.
That's better than what I said."
Yeah. He like has strict rules for the next maybe 5-10 minutes, and then he's like, once they really bond,
not in the movie.
Once they really
like
bond,
5,
rule
10
number
minutes
one,
in
party.
their life.
In their life. Yeah. Yeah. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. And then, oh, and that was actually my next note. Rule number one, party.
Nice.
So we can talk about anything because my last note doesn't apply until the very, very end.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So they start journeying and they are trying to cross a river and Zach can't swim, so Tyler is like swimming them both across and Zach is floating. But then a big boat is coming and it's really scary.
Yeah.
And so Tyler starts swimming crazy hard and they barely make it. And Tyler's laying on the shore, like winded, like crazy.
Yeah. He's like vomiting.
And then Zach
he's like screaming,
pops
crying,
up,
sweating, and yeah.
Yes.
Zach's like, well, let's keep going, bud, and just pulls him out of the water and keeps walking. And Tyler's like, what the?
He's not even winded at all.
He's like, but we just like outswam a boat right now, so like you could be a little bit surprised. Zach's like, this is no big deal. This is another day in the life for me.
It's literally another Tuesday. And it's the sweetest thing. I love Shia LaBeouf so much. I love his character introduction because like right out the gate, he's lost someone important to him.
Mm-hmm. He gets his brother, played by John Bernthal, gets like borderline dead wife flashbacks, and that's awesome. I think John Bernthal should be in every movie as a dead wife. Beautiful dead wife. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think so. I'm just picturing him like looking at the camera through like a white sheet.
Yeah, and he's like giggling, like, stop, we have to get ready to go.
Like twirling imaginary hair.
Yeah, he's like wearing a sundress, like kind of dancing, waltzing in the kitchen.
I love this world we've created.
Yeah. And we get a glimpse of it in this movie because obviously Tyler doesn't think of his dead wife, it's his dead brother. So there's like a little bit of a different vibe, but then you're still like, wow, it's a beautiful family you got here, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sure is. I love it too because John Bernthal, again, I've only watched 3/4 of the movie, so I don't know if he has any lines in the last quarter of the movie. But as far as I know, 0 lines.
No, yeah.
They probably paid him like in $20 and a pizza. for
Yeah.
this appearance, where he's like, "Hey, do you want to cameo as Shia LaBeouf's brother?" And he's like, "Boy,
He's like,
do I!"
sure. Yeah. We'll give you
Zero
we'll
lines.
give you three t-shirts so it looks like it's different times, but we'll just film it all like kind of back to back and then you can head out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
so easy.
45-minute day on set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably didn't even have a script or tell him where to stand. It was probably just him and Shia LaBeouf hanging out for real, for real.
Yeah, yeah,
And they
probably.
were
They're
like,
like, let's
"I
just
guess we'll
record
film
some
that."
candids, like pretend it's
Yeah.
B-roll, and then we're good. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good
So
stuff.
I love John Pertwee. His character haunts all of Tyler's narrative, the whole
Hmm.
thing. Like John Bernthal barely there, but his character
Is
is there the
there.
whole
He's
time.
present.
He like
Yeah.
haunts every single action
Yeah.
and like all of Tyler's plans.
Hmm.
You can tell. Uh, so I love it, and you don't know exactly what happened to his brother for at least halfway through the movie, but you know something happened to him, and you know that Shia LaBeouf feels haunted by
Yeah.
his loss in a seemingly a deeper way than just losing him would
Right.
like.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's more to the story. Um,
Yeah.
and you could tell he's enjoying having like a brother figure again with Zach, where after he's like, okay, we're the same, and they start to bond. He starts laughing with them and
Yeah.
playing. This is the sweet, and it's like they both have somebody now.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really good.
Yeah, especially the scene I'm thinking of. They find a blind man, and he's
The
like,
scene
"Okie dokie."
rocks, by the way.
It's so good.
He's like, just because I'm blind don't mean I can't shoot. And they're like, oh my gosh, no.
He's like, "Are you white or
So funny.
black?" And they both say
They're
nothing,
like,
and
which
he's
one are
like,
we
"All
supposed
right."
to say? And he's like, okay, shoots near them, but like pretty near. So they're like, oh, wait, sorry, white. And he's like, I knew you were white. I could smell you from a mile away. Come on inside. And they're like, is that good or bad still? I'm not sure.
He asks if they're God-fearing men first. Yeah.
They're like, I am now.
And he's like, "Alrighty, come on in. Let's get you baptized."
And Zach's like, okay, sick. And Tyler's like,
Mhm,
not for me, thanks.
mhm,
And
mhm.
maybe that means something and maybe it doesn't. We can't really know for sure. It's a
No way.
movie.
It's not real. These things don't mean anything. Maybe the curtains are
Hmm.
just blue.
Hmm.
So this guy whose name in my head is Caleb?
Sure. It's something biblical, and he's just like an old
Yeah.
blind Christian man.
Yeah.
So,
There are other people there getting baptized too. I feel like
yeah.
that's important to mention. Where did they come from? Who are
I
they?
super don't know because he like introduces the concept of baptism to just Zach and Tyler. But then when people are actually getting baptized, there's like maybe a dozen people there getting ready on the bank. So it's like, who knows?
It's a mystery. I love him
Mhm.
so much though. He rocks.
He's really
And he's
good.
like, "Okie dokie." Now, because the reason that he almost shoots them is because they were just gonna steal this old boat on his property. Not
Hmm.
maliciously, but just like, "Oh, it's old,
It's
no
like
one's
they
using
don't
it.
have
Let's just
anything.
it's
Hmm.
ours now." And
Yeah.
he's like, "No, you're not having that boat. You can have whatever else you want to make yourselves a better raft." So they do.
Hmm.
He helps them build a boat, like a big old sailing raft
Yeah.
for them to use.
It's pretty sick.
Um, now that they've been baptized, and then they're sailing away on the little outlet, and Tyler's sitting on the edge, and Zach
Hmm.
sits near him and puts his hand on his back. And do you know what he says? He says, "Tyler, you can have all of my wishes from my birthday." Tyler just starts sobbing
Yeah.
after the baptism scene. It's like overlaid with them, like, constructing their raft and whatnot, but it's got Caleb in a voiceover, that's the word, um, explaining like your sins are washed away, your wolves aren't going to follow you anymore, you're no longer going to be haunted by the things in your past.
Hmm.
And I think this is the moment where we see like Shia LaBeouf driving with John Bernthal, and Shia LaBeouf falls asleep at the wheel and the car goes
Hmm.
off the road. And so you know, like, oh,
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. But then Zach hugs him, and then Shia LaBeouf starts going like,
Yeah. And so they're like patting each other's cheeks. And
and
then
just start laughing.
they just start laughing and then it's fine and you don't have to cry about it because it's over.
It's over.
Yay.
And now he's got all his birthday wishes. So he's
Yeah.
set.
I also love later Eleanor is like pretty much hot on their tail for a lot of it. Like she's following pretty closely behind.
Hmm.
She shows up at the blind man's house and knocks on the door and is like, "Have you seen this young man anywhere?" Oh, and he's like, "Young lady, I haven't seen anybody for a long time." And she's like, "My bad."
She's like, have you heard him? And he's like, have you heard of God?
Yeah. He's like, "I'll tell you what I have heard, the voice of the Lord." And she's like, "Okay. Well, this is this day wasted."
There's a scene where Zach is practicing his evil laugh for when he becomes a famous wrestler.
Mhm.
He says he wants to be cast in the role of the villain. And Shia LaBeouf says his name is Tyler in the movie. Why do you want to be like the bad guy? And Zach says, that's who everybody has always told me
Yeah, he's
that
like,
I
"Well, that's
am.
who I
I can't
am.
be a good
Like,
guy.
my family kicked me out. The good guys don't get kicked out." And Tyler's like, "Oh, oh no." He's like quick thinking. They're both drunk, by the way, on moonshine. So he's like, got to think really
Yeah.
fast how to save this conversation. And he's like, "Well, that doesn't mean anything. They were the bad guys. I can tell that you in
Yeah.
your heart are a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a hero."
Yeah.
He's like talking him up like it's about what's in your heart. It's about like your intentions and your inspiration and whatever. And he's like, okay, like he's a good guy. And then he
Yeah.
says,
And the strength thing,
mm-hmm,
because he's like, you damn near pulled my arm out of my socket when you pulled me out of the river.
yeah,
You can't swim because you can't float because you're all muscle.
because you're
You
all
sink straight to
muscle.
the bottom like a rock.
Yeah.
He's like, he's, I like that he's not talking him up with just like hot air.
Right.
He's being so for
And
real.
it's actual observations. Like I've noticed that you're a kind person and you're strong and you're capable of all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, the people who told you you weren't were stupid.
Yeah.
One of them was his coach. He's like, I bet your coach, like, did your team ever win anything?
Mm-hmm.
And Zach's like, no. He's like,
No.
oh,
There you
what a
go.
surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Shitty coach.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing it. He's not doing his job.
Yeah.
So Tyler's like, all right, I'll be your coach. Oh, so I cut you off. You were gonna say something.
Tyler says, "Who do you think I am, a bad guy or a good guy?" And Zach thinks about it for a minute and says, "You're a good guy, I can tell." And now why would he
I
ask
he
that? I wonder.
so interesting because Zach asked him first because he asks, "Who are the guys chasing you?" And he's
Right,
like,
are they
"Grab Boy and
bad guys or
Duncan."
good
And
guys?
he's
Yeah.
like, and instantly Tyler's like, "Bad guys."
Mm-hmm.
And Zach's like, "Are you a good guy or a bad guy?" And that's when he turns it
Yeah,
back on
Tyler's like, "I
Zach
don't
and is
know.
like,
What do you
"What do
think?"
you think?"
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because it's so easy. It would have been so easy for them to be like, well, I'm the good guy, obviously.
Right.
Like they're the bad guys. That means I'm the good guy. But like he doesn't think like that because
Mm-hmm.
of course he's tormented by the guilt.
Yeah.
Um, and he just doesn't like
And he's like,
see
Rebel and
himself in
Duncan
that
are
light.
bad guys. And I, at the time of setting their stuff on fire, felt like I was justified. But
Hmm.
obviously, that's not what good guys do either, you know?
Hmm.
So it's like he has this guilt from his past with his brother, but then also this more recent, like fresh guilt of like, I acted in such blinding anger, and I was
And we all
probably
know
wrong for that.
actions done in anger cannot be undone.
Hmm.
We've
Unfortunately,
all
that
seen
seems
it.
to be the case time and
Yeah.
again. Yeah,
And
so I love
like
that he's
it
like, well, what do you think?
yeah.
And I think it's because he genuinely trusts Zach's opinion more than he trusts his own opinion.
Yeah.
Yay.
Wahoo. Um, so they start training Zach to be a wrestler,
Hmm.
and Tyler takes on the role of his coach. And so Zach lifts this big old log, and Tyler's like, "Don't ever think." He's like, "Don't ever say to me that you're not strong enough to do it. Yes, you are."
Hmm.
And so they dress him up with like war paint and makeup, and he goes out and gets a bunch of leaves and duct tapes it to him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
he's like,
because
"Now you're in
Tyler's like,
uniform."
what's your wrestling name? You can't just be Zach. Saltwater Redneck, that's not his government name. That's his like wrestling name. You need like a wrestling name. And so then yeah, they decide on the Falcon and they make the leaves and whatever, and then they're like the peanut butter Falcon because his face paint is made out of peanut butter. It's awesome. It's like so ridiculous, but you just can't help but be like so into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like such a sensory nightmare for me to even think about
I
that
know,
because they
yeah.
don't have soap.
But then it's like this
He
guy's
was covered
drunk
in
and
soap.
it's fine. Before, but now it's
Yeah,
washed
but not
off.
anymore.
He's covered in seawater and what's that? Peanut butter right on his face.
It's peanut butter
Mm-hmm.
all over.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one old Drew Gooden vine. The one it's like a My Strange Addiction parody. Like things come to a head, where he's like wearing 15 sweaters. He's like, and then and Jerry, and it cuts to Drew Gooden covering himself in peanut butter. How did you do that?
So this is a full circle moment for this conversation.
Yeah.
And that's so funny. And
And
Jerry.
Jerry. All this to say that I think I would literally rather die than put peanut butter on my body.
Yeah. On
You can barely,
purpose.
like, you need so much soap and hot water and scrubbing to get it off. Like, if you have it on your finger after you're eating something with peanut butter in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so oily. It sticks, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
put peanut butter on
And
you.
they're out at the campfire, so all the smoke and ash is like obviously gonna stick directly to his face.
And sand.
And sand because they
Mhm.
are on the beach. Yeah,
On the
that's
beach.
true.
Yep. Mhm. And any bugs. It's just a bad situation
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he doesn't
all the way
care
around for that.
because he's
No.
drunk and having fun with his bro, and so that's it's fine. We just
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
this is a movie.
Playing pretend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's not me. I don't have to
It's
do that.
not me. That's Zach.
Yeah.
That's different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and this is when Eleanor catches up with them.
Yeah. The
She
next
sees him
the
half
next
naked,
morning, she
lying
gets there the
prone on a
next
beach.
morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, what? What do I do?
He's dead.
And then here's this guy that she met briefly one time at a gas station convenience store. They see each other. She says, I thought you said you didn't know where he was. You hadn't
I
seen
thought you
him.
said you hadn't seen him. He's like, he's right here.
She's like, yeah. Like, obviously. Oh, this scene is so perfect. She's like, well, great. Like, story's over. I'm gonna take him back and we'll get him taken care of and move him to a new facility and, yada, yada, yada. And Tyler's like, what are you talking about? I have to take him to the wrestling school before I go to Florida. And she's like, you're going to Florida? Like, this whole thing. And she's like, you can't understand. Like, this is so dangerous. He hasn't taken his medication, which is actually the one point where I'm like, she's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the rest of it, I'm like, they're having an adventure. Shut up. But then I'm like, oh, sometimes medication, though, is vital.
Makes a pretty good point. If I
Yeah.
went even one single day without taking my antidepressants, like,
You would be dead on the beach in North Carolina.
like so genuinely, they lay me out. Like your legs turn into jello, and it feels like all of your bones. There's it's like the outsides are hard, but the insides are made of rubber,
Hmm.
and it's not a good feeling, and I don't recommend it. And medication,
Hmm.
basically, is the point of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
it's like
important.
she's right for that. But then also um he's like, no, we're good. Like, we're chill. We have this whole like system and like we're gonna be fine. We're gonna go to the wrestling school. They're having this like argument where he's like playfully like ha ha ha, and she's like, I'm gonna kill you for real. You know. Anyway, arguing over like who has more like authority in Zach's life, and Tyler's like, he can do what he wants, and he wants to be with me. And Zach way over on the beach is like, yeah. So awesome. Anyway, so they have this
It's
fight.
some miracle not that hungover.
Yeah, I know. They
They
really
together
should
downed a
be dead.
bottle of moonshine.
Like they both should be dead. But they're fine. They're just like fine. Anyway, it's like coming to a head and you're like worried a little bit that Eleanor's gonna take Zach away, but then he's like, no worries. Hey, watch this, and chucks her keys into the ocean. And Tyler's like, well, there you go. He obviously wants to be here. So Eleanor has to go along with them on their makeshift raft with just like barely this much peanut butter left as their only like food rations because she doesn't have car keys anymore. They're in the ocean. It's awesome.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
It genuinely is the dream. They mentioned Mark Twain in this movie, and
A couple times,
the
yeah.
whole time I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah.
Mark Twain." Because like,
It's
how
very
many
Mark
times in
Twain.
those books that they just made a raft,
Yeah.
just like swam away?
Mm-hmm.
That's the dream.
It's very Mark Twain.
That's
It
all
is.
of
It
Huckleberry
is.
Finn.
Yeah. Huckleberry Finn is like, I'm creating a raft and unlearning racism. That's the book. And then this book
It's perfect.
is like similar.
Very similar. Because you've seen the stupid people arguments about how it's a racist book because it has the N-word in it,
Because it depicts racism. Mm-hmm.
even though the whole point of the book is Huckleberry Finn thinking, why are they
Racism
doing
is
that?
stupid. Yeah.
That's bad. Jim's my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
And like those people are wrong and they're stupid and they should
Yes.
actually like understand the things that they're reading. And this movie, I think, is so similar because there's a point after Eleanor's been traveling with them for a while and Tyler's getting Eleanor's like pestering Zach to eat something, have a
Mm-hmm.
snack, you know how your blood sugar is. And Zach's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm fine. Like, I'm totally okay. And Tyler's like, hey, how about we start training again? Dunk your head under water and hold your breath as long as you can.
Yeah, which
And
is awesome.
Eleanor's like, ah, no, don't.
Right.
But Zach does it because he's
Zach
training.
does
He's
it
a
because
badass.
he's training, and Tyler's like,
Yeah.
he's fine. Let's you and I talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Why are you why are you like treating him like he's stupid? And she's like, I'm not. And he's like, you are though.
Mhm. Yeah, he
There's a
says
certain there's a
like
certain
specific.
word that people use
Hmm.
when they see somebody and assume that they're incapable of doing things. And that's the way you're treating him. It doesn't matter what you call him or don't call him. That's how you're
Hmm.
acting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. You
And
treat
she's
him like he's incapable of making his own decisions.
yeah. Even though you know he's in his 20s, he's fully grown, like he has goals for his life, and he's been fine so far. Like,
Hmm.
look at him, you know? And then, so they're having this conversation, and Zach comes up and he's like, how long was that? And Tyler's like, long. And Eleanor goes, not long enough. Get back in there. Like, she turns so fast just because she has to, like, hash it out with Tyler really quick. Anyway, so they're having this conversation. Then Zach comes back up with a
Buddy.
fish that he caught with his hands. And he's like, check this out, guys! And like thunks it on the deck. They have to like bash it a couple times to make sure it's dead. And then they're like, let's go. And Eleanor's like, I gotta get out of here. And it's
That's
so
about where
good.
I stopped watching today. But I love it so much.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Like, I love it. And I've had conversations like this with people like over the course of my life where they don't use the right terminology, but like
Mhm.
they got the spirit
Yeah, yeah.
right is the thing. Like Tyler uses like the R word, which
Right.
is a word like generally people shouldn't use, and that's why Dakota
Mhm.
Johnson, Eleanor gets so
Right.
offended
She's
when he
like, I
accuses
wouldn't
her of
say that.
and he's
I
like,
would
"No, you're
never
saying it,
say
but you're
that.
not saying it, but you're treating him like this."
Mhm.
And like
Mhm.
it's the same with like Mark Twain, where obviously you should use the N-word,
Yeah.
but it's more important that you understand
Why you're not
like
supposed to.
exactly
Like
like the
why
basis
it's a
of it.
bad
And you see
word.
that in like queer spaces today too, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
people are so careful about using the correct terminology, but not necessarily like actually learning.
Like treating each other with respect.
Yes,
And
it's
like
really, and
learning
you
why
see
it
like,
matters that certain words are just for the community, whereas other words can be used by anybody.
yeah, and you have conversations with like older folk who are
Mm-hmm.
like, all this talk about the transsexuals and like,
Right.
I don't know why anybody cares. Just like let people live their lives. And it's like they're using outdated terminology, things that aren't like
Yeah.
necessarily how people would say them today. But like that's they got the point.
But that's the point of like let people live
Yeah.
their lives, let them express themselves and find themselves how they are. Yeah.
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 I just think it's such a I love this movie so much and I always tell people to watch it because like and I'm gonna start recommending it more because I'd kind of forgotten about it for a while. But like it's I think it's important to get over that like reactionary mindset or like you
Mm-hmm.
hear something and immediately like, oh
Like, oh,
no,
he's not supposed to say that.
yeah.
And it's
Like,
like, but what is
okay,
he
think about
actually saying? Like the actual
yes.
meaning behind he's using these outdated words, but the words that Eleanor won't say, but then he actually treats Zach like a fully capable person.
Hmm.
And he's gotten to
Yeah.
know him in a very different situation from the way Eleanor got to know him. So of
Yeah.
course they see different aspects of his personality, but Tyler's like they're both true though. Like he can be this like guy who catches fish with his bare hands. Like he can be like a woodsman, you know what I mean? And that's fine.
Yeah.
The only reason he couldn't before is because he wasn't allowed to, not because he wasn't able to. And it
Yeah.
reminds me so much of, do you know that post that's like, oh, how could this not work? My approach was trauma informed and data driven. Like, do you know that one?
Yeah.
I feel like that's Eleanor, where she's like, she's doing everything correctly by the book, as she should. Because she's a
Yeah.
licensed social worker, that's her degree.
It's important.
Like, it's important that she does everything as correctly as she's supposed to. But then it's also
Hmm.
important to have Tyler, who has zero experience with this, outside of just like being a good hearted person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. It's so good. I love it so much.
Yeah. It was a good movie.
Good movie.
Good
It's
movie.
good movie. It's I like Shia LaBeouf is an actor, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Because I
It's annoying.
the only movie I've ever really seen him in is Holes.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he's like a kid. But even in that one, that's Stanley Yelnats.
Hmm.
The fourth. That was embarrassing. That was
Whoa.
embarrassing. He's the fourth. I know this.
Yeah. We've all read the book and
I
seen the
know
movie. It's okay.
Holes.
Okay. It's fine. One thing about Whitney.
We felt about
she.
that. New merch idea.
Yeah. One thing about me is I know. Oh, that's crazy.
But
Can't
this
do
one is
that.
so funny because he's not a Southern guy, but
Hmm.
I don't doubt for a second watching this movie
Hmm.
that that man didn't grow up like
Yeah,
in
I'm convinced.
saltwater.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
because I love that he has a southern accent that isn't like a caricature.
It's so real.
Just so real and so normal. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, like down to the slang.
Hmm. That's good stuff.
I love it so much. And he like spits a lot,
Yeah.
which is gross, and I don't like,
Hmm. But
but that's a Southern guy, you
yeah,
know? Yeah.
eventually the three of them find saltwater redneck. They have some nice moments, like they warm up Eleanor to like being living on the lam, you know?
Yeah.
They like go diving and have all this fun stuff and like late night campfire conversations and they like dance and it's fun. And you can see Tyler falling madly in love with her because she's becoming more of like a regular person, which is good and nice.
Yeah.
They have a brief conversation on the raft or like on a dock or something where she reveals that she's a widow. And
I forgot about that.
Tyler's like, you know, you and I are really similar. Like, not really, but kind of. And then the conversation ends because Zach comes up, Tyler scoots away so he can stand in the middle, and that's the end of the conversation. And it's so interesting because like it's so opposite of like we say Tyler's whole narrative is like shadowed by his dead brother John Bernthal. And then Eleanor this whole time also is like a very young widow
Mhm.
and it only comes up in this moment, but then it like shifts the way you see her for the rest of the movie instead of starting
Mhm.
at the beginning with that knowledge, which is so interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had totally forgotten about that. I like to, and again, I don't remember this part, but from what you've described, it sounds like Tyler's like, because he is just a genuinely good guy. So he's not
Yeah.
saying that to try to put the moves on her or anything. It's like genuine human connection moment here.
Hmm.
Like, I
We're not so
understand how you
different, you
feel.
and I. Yeah.
You've got your law practice. Yeah. But like he's like just a really, really sweet person.
Yeah.
He cares about people a lot.
Hmm. And he has a beard.
Yeah, he
So
does.
everybody take a moment to think about that. Hmm.
Mhm. And say thank you.
Yeah. They eventually find saltwater redneck and he's like retired and because it's like an old tape.
So his
And
school's
like
been closed for like 10 years.
hmm basically like he waves to Zach, says hello, and then they leave. And Zach's like disappointed but still trying to keep up hope. And telling Eleanor like what like I don't know what to say, man. It's pretty much over. We gotta go back. And then all of a sudden, up comes this speeding car, does like, I don't know, 17 donuts or something, not really sure. Like stops in front of him, and he's going like 300 miles per hour. And stops by them, and it's saltwater redneck, like in his like bandana and looking legit. And Zach's like, I knew you were here! Let's go! And then so he like is like, we're gonna start up the school back up. Like I'll give you some lessons and like we can make this a real thing. Get in the car and Zach's like, totally. Can my family come with me? And you're like, okay. But Saltwater Redneck doesn't cry about that because he's a serious dude. He's like, of course. And so they hop in and it's like a convertible, of course. So it's like the wind is blowing and you're like, this is the best ever. So they do a bit of training. One of Saltwater Redneck's buddies, Samson, is there. And he like is kind of begrudgingly involved in the whole thing. He's like, oh,
He's got
whatever, you
Shady
know.
Boots vibes from the get-go,
Yeah.
but Saltwater Redneck is like
Saltwater
cool with
Redneck
him. So you're
seems
like,
like,
all right.
yeah, he's like a decent guy. And
And you've
he's
learned in
like,
this movie not to judge people who are like crusty on the outside
right.
at first. Like we learned that about Carl, and we also learned it about Tyler.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so I'll place my judgments away from me for now.
Exactly, exactly. Like we're judging on action. And Saltwater Redneck is like all in. We're gonna teach you how to fight. And there's actually a fight this weekend just with some local guys. I can, pull some strings and get you on the roster. And Zach is like, this is the best thing that has ever happened to me. And so Saltwater is like retired. He's not going to fight anymore. But he's like, you can fight with Samson. We'll set the whole thing up. And Zach's like, great. And Tyler's like, great. And Eleanor's like, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't
And
know.
Samson goes, "Mhm,"
Hmm.
while like evil horns play in the background, and he
Yeah.
slinks out into the darkness. Not really, but like,
But like kind of, where you're like, I don't really trust this guy.
yeah.
But Saltwater says it's okay. So then the next scene they're like at this event and there's like all these local like wrestlers doing their like moves and Zach is getting a little nervy. And Saltwater's talking to this guy. He's like, hey, I have like a rookie who wants to join the lineup. And the guy looks over and sees Tyler and is like, oh, I see. Like he's kind of like swimmer's build, like, and he's like, no, the other one, the little one. Okay. Because again, like he's just so small and unassuming. Like he doesn't look like how strong he actually is.
Yeah. And Saltwater does like go out of his way to make sure that this is going to be safe for Zach, someone who
Hmm.
has never wrestled before.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll help this guy live his dream, but not in
But
a way that he
also,
gets
like,
killed to
he's not
death.
a pro wrestler. Yeah. So we gotta
Yeah.
be respectful of it. And I think he does that too in a way where it's like, at first, he maybe just is taking pity on Zach because he's disabled. But then it like grows into a little bit of like, no, I think he can actually do it as long as
Hmm.
we have these guidelines because he's a rookie, you know?
Hmm.
Um,
Which also goes along with what
yeah.
Tyler was saying earlier when they were talking about being a good guy or a bad guy, he's like, yeah, like to be honest, there are going to be a lot of things that you're not going to be able to do, Zach, but
Hmm.
that doesn't like define who you are as a person, and it doesn't
Yeah,
mean that you
because
can't do anything.
everybody has stuff that they can't do, and they just do other things instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. And
So
then it also
saltwater.
goes with his conversation with Eleanor, where he's like, the words that you say don't matter as much as what you actually mean by them. So
Mhm.
Saltwater's like
Mhm.
sticking his neck out for this kid. He doesn't have to do that. He could have just said the school's
Yeah.
closed. There's this match you can come and watch. He didn't have to offer to let him participate, you know. But he's
Mhm.
like doing these things that are nice enough that you like trust him. He's like a good enough guy, you know?
I love him. I love saltwater
So
redneck
you're like,
so
great.
much. Like that scene where he peels back up in the car and he's like back in character all of a sudden.
Yeah. He's like
Like
dropped
it's
his voice,
silly.
even though his voice is already gruff
It's
and
very
because he's
deep.
like an old, like deep voiced man. And
Yeah.
then on top of that, his saltwater voice is like so gruff. Like you barely hear him. It's so funny.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Batman in the Dark Knight, like
Yeah.
that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
Oh, I love him so much. You could tell he's just a little bit too old for it, and he
Yeah.
didn't think he really had it in him anymore.
Yeah.
But
But then the
like
spark
having
of
this
this young
guy get
guy,
so excited over him
yeah.
makes it like it's a little bit silly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like he's like I'm gonna lean into that. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Like he's not
Yeah.
self-conscious about it. He's like this guy loves me. Ah!
Let's go. Yeah.
I love it so much. I love
It's so
him.
good. So
Yeah.
they're out, like the other people are wrestling, and Zach's getting like nervy, and they're in this like barn that they can use to like get ready. And Tyler's like hyping him up. He's like, you have to cheer yourself on until you mean it. Like, you know, like really pumping him up. Um, so he goes out and he's gonna fight Samson. Eleanor's sitting in a car, like kind of far away, because she's like, I'm just so uncomfortable with this. And Tyler comes up and is like, it's gonna be fine. Like I'll be there and Saltwater's there, and Eleanor's like, I just don't like that guy. And he's like, it's literally fine. And then they have a little smooch. Oh, how cute. And then he freaking handcuffs her to the steering wheel so that she can't get out and stop the fight. And he leaves. And she's like,
Beg your pardon? Hello?
yeah, yeah. So this ends up being bad, not because she's gonna stop the fight, but because Duncan and Ratboy have a guy on the inside. You remember that guy from the beginning who's like, hit him harder, bite each other's dicks off. Like he's there at their wrestling event.
Hmm.
And so he gives them a call, like, hey, I think I saw Tyler at this wrestling thing in what was the fake name you gave it? Radar.
Radar.
In Radar, which is not the name, but it should have been. So they
Mhm.
pull up. She recognizes them because they previously had a run-in with them. They lit the raft on fire, and
Oh yeah.
they only left because Zach threatened them with a
With a
buckshot
gun.
that he knows how to fire because of the previous Brotherhood
Training
bonding
montage.
montage. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So she's like, gotta get out of here. She like finds some scissors and just pulls on one of the like the links
The
of the chain of
links.
the handcuffs.
She's so smart.
Just
That's that
pulls it
GW
till it breaks.
education.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Jen. That's where Jen went.
Ah, no way! Shout out Jen. Then there's like this big, huge climactic moment. Samson obviously doesn't care for Zach's well-being, and he's like, "What is this? A charity case? What am I? Make a wish?" And so he's going like way too hard, and they're like, "This is his first fight ever. Like, chill out." But he is like probably the dad of that kid on the tower. You know what I mean? Like just kind of a
Probably.
bad dude.
Uh-huh.
Um, but then it's awesome because you're like so stressed. Zach is having the time of his life because he's strong enough. He can fully pick up Samson, who's 7 feet tall,
And a
over
thousand
his
pounds.
head, all the way over his head, arms straight, and chuck him out of the ring. I'm sure he's dead.
You'd better
But
be.
everyone's like,
This is a move, by the way, that
like,
Saltwater Redneck said was impossible.
He's like, oh
Mm.
yeah, on the tape, like we just did that to hype up the school, but really it's smoke and mirrors. It's like we have this shot and then we cut to him being thrown, but it's from a different angle. Like nobody's ever actually done it, not even me. And Zach's like, too bad, I'm gonna be the first. Hmm. And he is, and you want to feel so good about it, but Duncan and Ratboy are coming, and they
They're
have a freaking like
tire iron.
they have maybe airplane steel coming up with a tire iron. Tyler doesn't see them coming because he's so focused on Zach winning this match. And
Uh-huh.
Eleanor has just barely gotten out of the car, so she can't get to him in time to warn him. And they
Uh-huh.
bash him in the head right
The
as
camera
Zach
cuts out.
wins, and the camera cuts out, and you're like, hmm.
Ooh.
And that
And
brings
I
me to
don't know.
my final note.
Oh, real
Did you
quick,
want to?
I
You can
don't.
go first.
I did. I just wanted to
Yeah,
say that I think they actually just hit Shia LaBeouf in the head with the tire iron. That's how real it feels. I
yeah.
know they have other
It's
things that they can
sickening.
use, but like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I
really bad.
remember the sound still. Again,
Yeah,
I haven't watched the last quarter of the movie in a while, but like,
yeah.
it's rough. It's
It's
rough.
it's pretty intense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it cuts out, and I think that I read somewhere that that was gonna be the initial ending
Mm-hmm.
to the movie. And so my final note is this is the number one best movie to not be a tragedy. Because
Agreed,
they
agreed,
don't
agreed,
end it
agreed.
there. I think
Yes.
it's the right decision that they don't end it there. Hey, buddy.
Coming from two big tragedy
Be
enjoyers,
held.
I
Hi, Bubba. But like you were saying, from two tragedy enjoyers, not every movie has to be a tragedy, but some of them are
mm-mm,
perfect as a tragedy. Some movies aren't tragedies but would be better if they were. This movie's the
mm-mm,
perfect movie to not be a tragedy.
not be a tragedy.
Number
Nope, nope,
one
nope, nope, nope.
non-tragedy of all
This
time.
movie, I cannot tell you how much this movie would suck balls
Ugh,
if it were a tragedy. It would be so
terrible.
terrible and
What
awful.
the hell kind of message would that be? Because
Bad
the
one.
whole time it's like he's like wrestling with this idea of like not being good enough, and like I love that the main character is disabled but not in a way that it's like, you know what I mean, like it's
Yeah,
part of the story but it's not the whole story. It's
yeah,
just like the kind of natural conflict that he would face in that situation.
yeah. Mhm.
If it was a tragedy, if they just end it there, it would be so terrible. Now the message is like never chase your dreams. You can't do stuff like this. And a beautiful man with a beard is not gonna save you. Okay, keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
That's
I don't want to live in that
crazy.
world.
Mm-mm, and I won't.
You can't
um,
make us. Mm-mm.
yeah. So this
And like for
huge
Zach too,
thudding,
but for Tyler,
yeah,
them
yeah.
wrestling with
It's
this
like
guilt and this horror.
you can't have redemption. You killed your brother and it's your fault.
Hmm. And you can't
Crazy.
have a beautiful life with this new family that you've made
No. Mm-hmm.
with your
And
hands.
I mean, imagine for Eleanor too, right? She's like lied to the guy, like, "Oh yeah, I found him. I'll bring him back tomorrow." And then they stay because they have to go to the wrestling thing. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like she's already put so much of her career on the line. And then imagine if it was
Hmm.
just for nothing and now she's like an accessory to murder. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it would just be terrible all
On
the
a
way
personal level
around
too,
for
like I started
everybody.
to open her heart again to somebody.
Yeah, to somebody after the death of her husband that's barely mentioned. She never talks about it. She's never brought it up to anybody. This is the first
No.
person, maybe in her life, that she's told this information to, and she trusts him. And then he dies by Duncan and Rat Boy?
I mean, the humiliation alone.
I know. Ugh.
Can you imagine being killed and you get to heaven and the angel who's like processing your incoming paperwork is like,
Yeah. It's like, for real?
Red boy?
You were killed by Duncan and Rat Boy? And he's like, shut up.
And it's not superheroes, that's just a regular person
That's
name?
just their regular names. Yeah, it's not like, it's not his
Hmm.
alter ego. It's not his wrestling name. It's probably his government name. Like, I
It
think
might
it's
be.
his
I think his
Christian name.
wrestling alter ego would be something like
Steve.
Jacob Wilson.
Yeah. Jacob Wilson. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, the other day I was playing Hospital with some little cousins, and it was the return of Nellie and Bear playing Hospital. Except she's old enough now that she does pronounce it correctly. But we
Ah.
also had additional cousins there, so it was so fun because there could be like a doctor and a nurse and like a front desk receptionist and like multiple patients. It was so fun. But anyway, they like at first I was the receptionist. So then anytime they were the receptionist, they would just
Mhm.
do what I had done, which is like I asked for their name, their birthday, and like why they were in the hospital, and then I'd give them like a room number, and they had a skateboard and they would skate each other around to the right room number. Um but so I was the patient then, and Nellie and Ella were the receptionists, and they asked me my name, and I gave them this like super long, ridiculous name. And Nellie goes, uh-huh, and your last name? It was so funny.
The comedic timing on this girl
I know!
is
I was like,
unmatched.
hilarious. And your
I say
last
this
name?
all the time. And your last name?
So I had to
I say
come
this
up
all the
with
time about
more.
Grace. Like, it's
Oh,
genuinely
Grace
a
is
little, it's
funny.
like inspiring, but
It's
also a little
irritating.
upsetting to me
Yeah.
when like my 14-year-old cousin is like infinitely funnier than me, funnier
Yeah.
than I could ever hope to be.
Yeah. Grace is
That's not fair.
hilarious. I
She's the
know.
funniest person I've ever known. I love her. Shout out Grace.
Hey, Grace,
You're
what's
my
up?
hero. Um, oh, anyway, the end of Peanut Butter Falcon,
Yes.
the real ending, the actual
The
one,
real
because
ending,
executives did
thankfully.
want to end it there
Yeah,
on
which
Tyler getting smashed
I
in with
think
the
would
tire
have
iron.
been bad. It's just not okay. All the like characterization aside, it's not the vibe of the movie. It's clearly like a
No.
coming of age road trip movie.
Mhm.
It's
Found family,
it's
like
ridiculous to just be like, yeah, we're gonna kill him.
credits.
Yeah. It's like, when have you ever seen a coming of age like indie story, found family story, that one of them just dies at the end, no explanation?
Yeah, that's like if in the
It's such a
way, way
bad
back, they
resolution.
both
It's
get
like,
wedged in the water slide and die.
and die. And then you're like, oh, that's kind of a weird dark twist at the end of this lovely summer movie.
Sam Rockwell, no!
Sam Rockwell, they killed Sam Rockwell in real life on the way back. It's like,
Like,
it's crazy. To
don't
me,
even joke.
it's like equal but opposite to like, and then I woke up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such an abrupt ending. It's like, you clearly
Hmm.
didn't want to have to resolve any of this. So you
Yeah.
just said like, and then I woke up. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, and then he
Hmm.
died.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that
It's
they
so
didn't,
lazy.
because it just would be such a bad ending, an unsatisfying ending to an otherwise nice story.
Yeah.
It's not good. It
I
would be
guarantee it would have
like
bombed.
Barfy. You remember
Just
how we
like
watched
Barfy.
Barfy, and the whole time we were
Dude,
like, this is such a good movie until the last couple minutes, and then the ending ruined the whole movie. It would be like
hate.
that.
I hate that movie broke my heart.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Because
like,
it was
oh,
so good, and then it just wasn't anymore. So annoying.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, just like that.
Yeah. So
So it's
Peanut Butter
not like
Falcon
that.
is like Barfy good ending. Um,
Secret
he
ending
gets
unlocked.
there's a huge thud, both of the body of Samson and also of the tire iron against Tyler's skull.
Still.
Cut to
Hmm.
black. Then we wake back up again, and it's gonna be okay. They're at the hospital, and Eleanor's
Hmm.
like talking to a doctor. And it's obviously grim, but
Hmm.
it's okay. And then the final scene of the movie, Eleanor is in the car,
Wait,
Zach in the
isn't there?
front seat.
Doesn't she hand him a cupcake with candle? Zach
Oh,
a
I
cupcake
think
with
so.
candle?
Yeah, yeah. His birthday.
His birthday. Yeah,
Yay.
I
And
remember that.
Carl's not there, but that's okay
Mhm. It's not really a
because
party
of the
scene
circumstances. It just wouldn't.
because of
It's
the,
okay
yeah.
because
Hmm.
of like the
Yeah.
situation. Yeah. Yeah.
But he does
So
blow out the candle, right?
Zach, yeah, he blows out the candle, but they're like at the hospital still. But then it's like, you remember earlier when Zach was like, "You're gonna get all of my birthday wishes." Interesting. And so then the final scene of the movie, Eleanor's driving, Zach's in the front seat, and she's like, they pass like a sign like "Welcome to Florida," and she's like, "Check it out, we're in Florida." And Zach's like, "No way!" Reaches into the back seat and wakes up Tyler, and he sees that they're in Florida, and is like, "Let's go,"
In
pats
my
Zach on the
imagination,
back.
he's got a big old bandage on his
He
head,
does. That's true.
like Lakeith Stanfield.
Cartoonish. Yes. Actually, quite
Hmm.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's yeah,
Yeah.
but and he's like kind of groggy,
Yeah. Because
clearly tired,
obviously he's
healing,
recovering. Yeah. And
but
recovery's a
alive.
long process, but he's alive and he's fine. They get to Florida, and he just like reaches up to Eleanor, not Dakota Johnson. She's just a person.
It's not here.
She's not here. This is Eleanor. This is a movie. And just like kind of like grabs her shoulder. And then that's the real end of the movie. Much better ending. Are you kidding me?
So good. The whole movie is so freaking hopeful and about
Yeah,
journeys.
yeah.
And we end the movie on the beginning of their new journey together as a family.
As a family.
Yeah. That that's an ending, baby. Oh
Mm-hmm.
boy,
Mm-hmm.
goosebumps
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. I
Crazy.
love it
It's like
so much.
so perfect, like a perfect like ending to all of their stories where Zach is like, no one has ever taken me seriously and my family disowned me to
Hmm.
now having a new family, right? And then Tyler, like, my brother died and I feel guilty to like redemption for taking in a new brother and now he has a new brother. And then Eleanor, my my husband died and I'm stuck in this job that I don't really like. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's kind of
Yeah,
a
I
nice
do.
resolution to all of their stories.
Yeah.
Instead of killing the guy. What the what would that
Bad.
be?
Bad, bad,
Terrible
bad.
movie. So
Yeah,
yeah,
really bad. But it's not, it's good movie
it's
instead.
good movie
It's
instead.
really good movie
Because they
instead.
made a better choice.
Yeah, they did. Usually they're making bad choices.
A
They make a
lot of the
worse
time they're making
choice.
bad choices.
Not this time.
People
I would say
a
every
lot of
single
people who are
person
in
involved
charge
in
of
making this movie
movies,
deserves the Nobel Peace Prize.
that's absolutely
All of
true.
them.
Every single one of them, cast and crew.
The
Um,
Presidential Medal of Honor, even though that's an
Probably,
oxymoron.
yeah. Well,
We all know this,
we
but they
all
deserve it.
know. Yeah, they should be in charge of more movies, I think, because a lot of people who are in charge of movies make bad decisions that are
Hmm.
dumb and unsatisfying movies. And it's not, I like an ambiguous ending now and again, I like a tragedy now and again, but you have to put it
Yes.
in the right story. And this wouldn't be
Yes.
the right story for either of those things. So
No.
it's good to have somebody who like understands that, and they should be in
Yes.
charge of more movies.
More. That's correct.
Hmm.
That's true. I just remembered another Shia LaBeouf movie that I watched recently, which is Surf's Up. When's the last time you watched that movie?
I've
Was it
never.
when we were watching it? You've never watched it?
Mm-mm.
Dude, you should watch it. That movie's good.
Yeah.
It's a movie about surfing penguins.
Yes.
And
Oh,
you think,
I know it. Like I'm very familiar with
yeah,
it. I just
but
haven't
like,
watched it. Yeah.
isn't that the most ridiculous concept you've ever heard?
Yeah.
Surfing
Because
penguins?
they're already
Like,
penguins.
maybe it's going to be stupid,
Yeah.
but then it's not. It's so sincere. It takes itself so seriously,
I forgot Shia
but
LaBeouf
like
was in
not in a
that
bad
movie.
way.
Probably because I haven't
It's-
watched it.
Dude, you
But
should.
there we go.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, so we're doing, what was our plan? We were doing another movie next weekend.
PK, if you have time to watch it.
I should watch it.
My
What
cousin
was the
Vinny,
other
we
one?
were gonna do first. My cousin
Yes,
Vinny,
my
and
cousin
then
Vinny.
PK. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because then that gives you more
Um,
time to source it.
that's smart. Two
Hmm.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you should watch Surf's Up
I should watch Surf's Up, and then you should watch
because
Kahani, that one
the
that I told
thriller,
you,
the
the
girl boss
thriller.
thriller. I remember.
Oh, so fun. So good.
I love thrillers.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
It's awesome.
Surf's Up,
It's like,
good movie.
you remember that movie that I was telling you about a while ago? Another Indian movie where it had so many twists that it just was like bizarre.
Yeah.
I was like, it's hard to understand and it has an ambiguous ending, but it's not a surprise because it also has an ambiguous entire story. You're like, I don't know what's going on this whole time. But Kahani, I felt like was a little bit more clear. So
Uh-huh.
there's still like a couple big twists, but they're like either perfectly foreshadowed or just like perfect twists that then once you see it, then you see, you know what I mean? So it's
I
like,
like that.
yeah, it can be
Yeah.
unexpected or it can be foreshadowed, but neither of them felt like too much. It didn't
Uh-huh.
also have like 15 different twists.
That's good. That's too
You
many.
know, it's too many. It's like, what's
Yeah.
going on? Yeah.
You can't have that many.
So it was good. I feel
You,
like
I
it
would say
was
you can't
good.
even have that many in a show.
No, that's like so
That's too
much.
many. Yeah.
It's too
I'm
many
watching a
things.
video.
It just seems like a lack of clarity of purpose, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay. It's like Pretty Little Liars,
Mm-hmm.
a show I've never seen,
Mm-hmm.
never planned to see. But we've all seen Mike's Mike unhinged recap of Pretty Little Liars. But then another guy popped up on my feed like a couple months ago because
Mm-hmm.
he does this podcast where he invites a friend and tells them a true crime story, but it's actually just an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Awesome. That's very funny.
It's sick, and it gets better every time. He's done like 4 or 5 now.
Hmm.
And the last one he did, his friend was in on the bit. And so he's like, okay, well, now here's the twist for you. I'm going to tell you one true crime story and one Scooby-Doo story, and you've got to figure out which one is which.
Fun. Hmm.
Oh, Scooby-Doo.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
second he said that in the video, too, I was like, if he
The
doesn't,
twist is
come
going to
on,
be they're both Scooby-Doo.
Chase.
Hmm.
Yep.
Get it together. That's
Oh,
awesome.
it's really, really good. Anyway, so I've been watching a lot of his videos, and he
Hmm.
has this series where he tries to solve mysteries from TV shows or movies
Uh-huh.
before like the
Before
ending is
they're
revealed.
revealed. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Fun.
Um, and he's really good at it, and it's really entertaining. So I watched a couple, and then I saw a Pretty Little Liars one. I was like, oh yeah, like I've seen the show through Mike's Mike. I'll
Right. You're
watch
like,
this
I'm
one.
familiar. It's my show-in-law. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a 2.5 hour video. I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. It was the most fun I've ever had. And it was only for one season. And I was like, oh, I thought this was
It's
like
not
for the
even the
whole
whole
show.
show.
No,
Wow.
one season, 3 hours for one season.
That's
And then I was
crazy.
like, he's got three other videos on Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
So I watched this guy in the first 5 minutes too. He's like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to like this series, guys. Like it's kind of a lot. And then the
Yeah.
like second episode in, he's like, I changed my mind. This is my favorite show. I'm obsessed with it. And every single episode he talks about, he's like, this is the greatest show ever. I love it. He's so like
Uh,
into it.
that's so
Um,
fun.
but it's also really fun to watch him get progressively more and more annoyed with the show
Of course,
as
yeah.
it goes on. We've all
Yeah.
watched a show that we loved, but it's bad,
Yeah.
and you get like you hate it because you love it so much. We've all
Yeah.
seen a Star War.
Hmm. Hmm.
So like there's so much. I love it so much. I recommend it to everybody starting right now, I guess.
Hmm. Hello, everyone. Breaking
So
news. That's
I'm
so good.
ending my
I love it when
silence.
people have like a bit like that. Like I love that he's the guy who solves mysteries in media. That's awesome.
It's great.
That's so
I
good.
You should watch him. He's very good at what he does. He tried to solve Velma before
Uh-huh.
the end of the show, and he's like so good at because he's a writer himself, so he's really good at breaking down like
Hmm.
character types and plot lines. And you can tell he did not like the show,
Hmm.
but he explained it well enough that it actually sounded interesting.
Wow, that's
And I was like,
talent. Hmm.
it really is, because
Yeah,
that show's bad.
I've
It's really
heard.
bad.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've also heard, because I'm not
Yeah.
watching that one either.
No,
Mm-mm,
because I don't watch things that I don't like, and I don't
mm-mm.
even have a bit that forces me to.
No, thankfully.
Yeah.
If we watch
Oh
something
man.
we don't like, it's only on accident.
Yeah, that's
Hmm
true.
I think that's all I have to say about Peanut Butter Falcon. I think everybody should watch it. I think everybody should watch Chase, my buddy Chase,
Hmm.
try and solve these mysteries and
Totally.
pretend there's a link to the video on screen.
Yeah, just I won't put it there. Just pretend.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
That's so good. I also like that guy, Annie Austin. He does um like sociological work for video game towns. Like he's like, what's the unemployment rate of?
Like Stardew Valley.
Yeah,
I've heard about this guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think they're really good. And they're short.
I
It's
haven't
like
watched
he'll
his
he'll
videos,
spend like
but
15, 20 minutes just like he's like, I talked to every person in this town in Skyrim and discovered what they do for a living, and now here's the statistics. It's so fun.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's really, really good. I wonder how
Yeah.
many people in the
Video
Cloud
game
District are
video
employed.
game demographer and TV show and movie detective.
They should make a baby.
They should make a baby. And the father.
Mad Max.
Yes.